All right. So last week we were talking about the seven suitabilities under the strengthening of the faculties or sharpening the faculties, the 9 ways to sharpen the faculties. And here in the suitability means that you have to know what are the external suitability that is helpful for you when you are going through a retreat, when you are going through a practice, or when you want to go through a long-term practice. Then those things will be really suitable for you. It may not be 100%, all these things may not be 100%, but nevertheless, the external suitabilities are important. Now, the next suitability that we're going to look into is the suitability of the person. And that will be I think, the most important. Okay, let us do the sharing of the screen. All right. Can you all see? Okay, hold on now. Okay, good. Now, we are at number 5. We're at number 5. We are talking about one strive suitably. So there are 7 external suitabilities that means you have to look into. So as I said that the next suitability that we have covered a number of them, then the next one will be the most important, the 5th one. Okay. Now, here the 5th suitability, the suitability of person. The person here, the first thing you have to come in mind is the teacher or the instructor or the guide or the mentor. This will be the most influential to your meditation practice, to your development, to everything that you want to do in meditation. Without a person, then a lot of our endeavors will come to most of the time will come to hitting the wall. Sometimes people think that I can read all the books. No, after all, whatever that's being taught about meditation is all in the books. Whatever that is being taught about anicca dukkha anatta is all in the books. Everything is in the books. We are talking about hindrances, how to overcome hindrances, also is in the books. Why do I need to go and look for a teacher? Why do I need to go and look for a teacher then? That is where how naive a person is. Sometimes they thought that they are very well knowledgeable, It's just like a person theoretically know how to swim. Theoretically knows how to swim, but never touch water. Never go into the water yet. So, here the teacher or the instructor or the guide, as I said, that they will be the most. You have to go and look for the suitable person. There's a suitable teacher for your practice, for your endeavor. You may want to practice vipassana, and again here vipassana, there are many types of vipassana. So what type of vipassana are you comfortable with? Actually, when I ask this question, I'm asking, when a teacher asks this question, you're asking a blind question, asking a blind person, where is the way? How the way to be done? Sometimes I find that there are there are devotees, or even certain teachers also. There are devotees who say that, oh, I want to practice this way and this way. I don't want to practice that way. Yeah. Well, in a way, it's your choice. Finally, yeah. And then sometimes also on the teacher's part also, then the teacher asks, what sort of method do you want to practice? What sort of things that you want to do? Yeah. A lot of times, although when we ask these type of questions, a lot of times devotees or the yogis or the meditator do not know what they want. They just go by the wind blows only. So for example, oh, this group of people say this one is good, go and try. Then after try, this one good, and then go and jump again. And then after that, you try that again. You never really know what you want. A lot of devotees are like that. And they want to try a little bit here, a little bit there. Then sometimes with the encouragement of sometimes certain teachers, and then when devotees are doing this way, they cannot deepen a certain method of meditation. They cannot deepen it. They kind of like surface here, surface there, and they're not going much anywhere. So the teacher itself has to give the subject to the yogi rather than the yogi think what is suitable for him or for herself. Because the teacher will be a more better person to give you a meditation subject. For example, if you come to me to do a retreat, then if you are in the vipassana retreat, then of course I will give you the vipassana subjects for you to meditate. But occasionally, once in a while, there are yogis who are really you need to untangle the mind first. Because the mind is so tangled up, so much thinking, so much philosophy inside the mind and so on, that they can't even start because the mind is not calm. So they need really a strong deterrent or a strong supportive meditation or something that is supportive in order to curb that defilement or those hindrances in order to meditate, to go into vipassana. Sometimes we have to do that. But most of the time, I find that most of the yogis, they don't really need those things. Yes, they have to struggle first. And sometimes you all may think that, why don't I start with jhana, with samatha, and so on? Then, of course, that will be another debate. We can talk about that another time. But the thing is that throughout my time of meditation in vipassana, and also when I see other yogis also, when you go into vipassana, we follow the four foundations of mindfulness. The four foundations of mindfulness, they can accommodate all forms of temperament. They can accommodate all forms of temperament. Whether you are more stronger in your concentration, then finally usually the chitta will be more suitable for you. You will go into that path also. If you are stronger in your wisdom, then perhaps the Dhammanupassana later on will be suitable to you. Perhaps some of you are in a faith type, and then the body or the feelings will be also be very helpful for you. So different people finally they will know which area of vipassana or which area of satipatthana they are more comfortable with. That one, of course, in the more advanced practice. But in the beginning part, during the vipassana, whether you are whatever temperament you are in, you have to have mindfulness, and you have to have continuous mindfulness. And that continuous mindfulness, the body will be very helpful. Yeah. Other, this one will not be so. Pain may be, but pain does not come all the time. But the body is there. The breathing is always there. The rising, falling is always there. So those are good starting object for a new yogi. That's what I know. I know sometimes people say that since enlightenment is occur in the mind, why do we need to go and focus on the body? Why? What for? We waste our time. Straight away go into the mind, and then from there we develop and we gain enlightenment. Theory is so easy to say. A lot of people just simply say without having any much knowledge about the meditation. And then what to do? And then sometimes certain devotees listen to it. Oh, really? Ngam, really good. Yeah. Then you go and follow that way. Then over time, cannot progress. And because why? Firstly, is your mindfulness is not continuous. So therefore, the suitable teacher, they will give you the meditation object rather than what you want. And a lot of time also, this meditation, if you go to a Mahasi's meditation, usually they will straight away ask you to do vipassana. And one of the reasons is that they never know how long you will live. You never know when you will die. Yeah. So quickly do that one first. Then after that, let's think about other meditation. Yeah. So what they want you to, at least to get up, at least has a opportunity to develop as far as you can before you die, or perhaps until enlightenment before you die. And then after enlightenment, then after that, even the first stage, after that, there are several other possibilities you can do. Yeah? So the teacher will be the most influence this one. So when you're going to go in for a retreat, make sure you're going to go into the right teacher. And sometimes there are yogis or there are devotees who think that any monk also boleh one, any monk also can. Any monk also can. You can just go and approach them, and they give you the meditation subject. No. Monks are like doctors, we got specialty also. When you go to a hospital, you got to go for the specialty that you want. Of course, we try to accommodate anything that a devotee comes, but truly, the monks also, we have a certain specialty. That's what I see. You don't have to agree with me on this one, but that's when I move in the monk's world, and also in the meditation world. We can see all these things happening. So you have to go and look for the right teacher. Sometimes there are devotees who are so, whether they are ignorant or what. Sometimes they come to a certain teacher and they know that they are practicing this method. And they purposely come to their retreat and they want to practicing totally different method from what the teacher is teaching. From what the teacher is teaching. So it becomes like very difficult sometimes. It becomes very difficult to teach like that. So the teacher is, as I said, they are the most important thing. The rest of it, the teachers will help you to adjust, how to adjust the climate, how you can adjust the weather so that it can be suitable for you. Where you should go, how you should this one. The food also, sometimes the teacher also will help you to manage everything, manage the type of food that you need. Even the lodging also, the teacher will think that what character you are, then they give you a more suitable type of lodging. So a lot of things to do with the teacher, the instructor, or the guide. Yeah? What else? Yes. Now, suitable, this one. Hold on. Now, suitable person also, there's also another thing. It's the people that around you. Also that these are also quietly, they influence you. That also you have to take note. One of the things is that, like, for example, if you want to go into a Mahasi meditation practice, then you have to go to a Mahasi technique or the place that they are teaching that method. Then everybody is doing that way. Then those people, although silently, they will be very supportive to you because you see them, you walk with them, you sit with them, you sleep with them, you eat with them, those things, because they are doing it throughout the day, and silently they influence you, they impact you a lot. You can see that when you are in the retreat center, then you find that your energy, your dedication of meditation is so much more stronger than compare what you do right now at home. At home, nothing much. I mean, a little bit here and there, but it's not like in the retreat. In the retreat, you can see people, there are those who are really persistent, persevere, and trying. Early morning, you see that they're already there. And now you went back, they're still there. The next morning, they come in there, they come in earlier than you. You go into the hall, they're already there. Oh. No, they give you that encouragement silently. You don't talk to each other, but their actions give you such a big impact. So you got to look for those type of places that they are meditating the same type of meditation that you are in. If you want to go to Anapana, you want to do Anapana, and you want to go into a Mahasi technique, then it's going to be a bit difficult. If you are, as I said that some days ago, I think one or two talks ago, as I said, if you want to do Mahasi method, where you have walking, sitting throughout the day, and then you go into another monastery, which they are not doing that, and they want you to help, to clean, and so on. And if you do not follow their schedule, their way of doing things, then they may not look at you favorably. They may disagree with you with your whatever that you are doing, whatever practicing that you are doing. The devotees may think that they know how to sit and walk only, and after that time come, the yogi will come and eat only. So they don't understand the importance of meditation. But the thing is that you go into this type of center, and that's how they will judge you. And sometimes these devotees will make your life a little bit more difficult in one way or another. They make your life difficult. Then when that time you thought that, oh, how come I want to do the most noble practice and these people are disturbing me and so on and so forth. Then you are not able to meditate. And so too also when you go into these type of places, also another thing is that there'll be a lot of talking. There are devotees, the devotees of the temple will be a lot of talking, and then there'll be sometimes people visiting, and then there'll be hoo-ha, and then there'll be events, and then there'll be this and that, celebrations and so on. Then it makes your meditation very difficult. So there's a lot of, in a way, it's a hindrance when you are not in the meditation type of this one, because the people is the one of them very influential. And with that, sometimes the negative influence will influence you also. Then after that, you also slacken on your practice, you slacken on your meditation, and then you join them, talking, do all kinds of things. Then your practice will be nothing much. But then there are also places, like for example, sometimes there are monasteries. We have many different kutis all over, all over the mountains, and the monks may practice different types of meditation, but then they don't see each other. They don't see each other. They are one kuti here, another behind the mountain, the other side. They can practice all kinds of things. That one is not really a problem because they don't have much of contact of each other. They do their own meditation because more or less they can able to meditate. And then when they do that, it's fine. They can do that. But when you have to mix with others, like when you go into a retreat, when you have to gather with others, meditate together with others, sit with others, walk with others, then that time you have to take note, who are you mixing with? Who is the people around you? Yeah? And of course, this sometimes even in the meditation retreat also, you also will see that once in a while there will be some yogi will give you a hard time. Either they come and talk to you, either they come and chit chat with you, because sometimes when you are in the retreat, for some people a silent retreat is a very difficult time for them to pass through. That means after you don't talk for 5 days, you want to bao cha already, you want to explode already, for some people. And then sometimes these ladies, these female yogis, some, not all. And then they come to, for example, they come to the laundry area. They one washing, the other one washing. And then after that, they say, hey, today weather good, huh? Then the other one will say, yeah lah, weather good, huh? Then after that, the other one start again, wow. So where do you come from, huh? Oh, I come from this and that and that. Then start conversation already. This is where how they all starting. And once you start that conversation, they thought that you are buddy with the other, the other yogi already. Then after that, later part, you meditate somehow. Hey, I want to offer you this. And then after that, they want to give you this to eat. Then after that, they want to ask you question. They want to ask you this and that. Oh, I tell you, they will come and disturb you. You try to avoid them. You look at them, they're coming, but you try to avoid them. She will come and talk to you also. There will be yogis like that in the meditation. So that one also you have to take note also. You try to avoid them as much as possible, but they will sort of come and look for you. So better in the retreat, don't start a conversation with somebody, another yogi. You just never know who they are. Unless you really need something or you really need to a certain thing that you think that it has to be said out, Other than that, try not to. If not, they will disturb your meditation. So these are suitable people, suitable teachers and suitable people around you. And also suitable people around us. Also, we can be mistaken that we may assume that people around us are, they are having Dhamma, they know what is a practice and so on. But what you assume may not be so real. Now, I can give you, for example, sometimes you are in a big monastery. You go to a big monastery or a big meditation center and you meditate there. And you assume that people around you, they have know-how, Dhamma and so on. Then what you do is, out of you assume, then you go out from your kuti or you go out from your this one, you don't lock your door. You keep your this one, you keep your windows open. And then after that you come back, oh, your mobile phone gone. Oh, your shoes gone. Oh, your wallet gone or your money gone. Yeah. Petty thefts especially in big monastery, these are rampant actually. We thought that everybody is good, everybody got Dhamma, they don't do all these things. But you'll be very surprised. When we are in a big monastery, the first thing, after the first, I think, even the first time when I go to Burma, I bring my own padlock, They give me a padlock. I don't use their padlock. I use the padlock with the with the number. It's so much easier. When you go and meditate, you don't have to worry about where the key is or how you keep your key. You just remember in your mind. After all, you're meditating. Then you come back. You just turn this one. Then it's easy. You don't have to carry so many things. Then all these things you have to assume that your things can get lost. You must assume, so you don't get too attached to all your things. And therefore, when you go into this retreat, we don't carry much of valuable things. Sometimes, even though they are valuable things, we learn how to hide also, and we are good at hiding things also. Even in the retreat, because of all these things are happening. I've seen. Even I went to one monastery, in big one. My things have been stolen. Even my whole bag was stolen when I was in Burma. I was in Thailand actually, in a very big temple, in one of the supposed to be strict in Vinaya temple. Also my bag also got stolen. Then in Burma also, when in certain big monastery, the Angmo, just like you all, you think that okay, it's easy. All these people have the Dhamma, very very good people. You just keep the window open and they come back. Yes, all their things gone. So these are petty thefts. These are petty thefts in the temple and so on. So you got to take note. Not everybody is that good. So nevertheless, for a meditator, the thing is that what I want to share here is that you got to go and look for the right teacher. So usually when you find the right teachers, then also the right followers also will join them. They join him or join her. Not only on that side that the devotees follow the monks. Sometimes for monks also, we also look for the suitable devotees. Not to say that we are choosy, but we are still human. And sometimes these devotees can influence the monks too. With all their ideas and all their worldly things and all their worldly thoughts, they can influence the monk too. Take for example, simple example is the medication. Bhante, this one I taken already whole can make you live long life or whatever, can cure you this and that. Bhante, you eat, Bhante, eat. Yeah. This is one of the simple things that they will influence you, But there are many things that they will still able to influence. And the more that if we were to mix with a lot of devotees who has very little Dhamma or not practicing one, then the mental mindset is very different from those who have been for some degree of meditation and they have at least understand, or at least they have a lot of reflection about the Four Noble Truths, about death, about life, about impermanence. They are not so attached to things. And then that one, they are more suitable to have as a devotee. So to speak, it's not easy because these these devotees have a lot, they influence you a lot. If I'm not wise enough, I will just fall into the trap, the worldly traps of the devotees, which is come with pleasure and happiness and so on. Then sooner or later we will figure getting further and further and further from the Dhamma. Although we may still wearing a robes, but mentally in the heart is further and further from the Dhamma. Then sometimes, for example, maybe Bhante, you go out lah to go out now, cannot go out, sorry, those time. You go out, go and give more Dhamma talks here and there, you give good Dhamma talks and then here and there. I'm saying this Dhamma talk here is a secondary thing for me. This is not my primary thing. My primary thing is finally on the practice. And until now also, I still hold that in mind. All this Dhamma talk is all secondary and so on. So I'm not so influenced by all these things. And then I'm not so influenced by people have a lot of events. Bhante, you do big events, you do this thing and that thing. This is not my area. I don't fall into that type of trap, at least for now. I don't do all, not to say I don't participate, but I don't go and spend my time into all these type of things. Maybe sometimes it's just out of, we go for a katina, for example, or Vesak day thing, one-off thing, and then after that, hello, afternoon, goodbye, and then that's it, we go back already, So that's about it only. We don't go and follow, we're going to go and do into all kinds of big things that are going to take up your time. And then therefore, when you do this type of things, then a lot of worldly influences will start coming in. So here too, talk about a suitable person. Also, at least for me, I have to choose the people that it's able to kind of meditate. At least when you come into, for example, a certain meditation, let's say, even like in Peace House also, when we want to have a committee, we wish that the committee, all of them having a background of meditation, vipassana meditation also. And that also is important, because what I've seen in other places, when you get the wrong people to come into your meditation or to come into your temple, and then they will bring in their people, sooner or later the majority of the committee will not be meditation anymore. And then it will be all kinds of worldly things. And then those meditators, when they started with that, they will be kicked out. And then that meditation, that's supposed to be a meditation society, it turns into all kinds of society except meditation. And that happens in the world, even in Malaysia. We've seen that before, and it happened right now. And these people want to come in, they want to take over the committee, and they want to put their agenda forward, which is not meditation, which is whatever that they want to do. It can be wholesome, it can be like celebration, it can be like this and that. But the whole objective of the society will slowly and slowly deviate over time. I've seen those things. And I've seen also like centers where you are supposed to be a meditation center and so on. And slowly and slowly, when people come in, or the teacher themselves will start to become more worldly, then they have other programs, and then they will start to overlap with the meditation. And then because it's a worldly program, sometimes it may be a Samanera program, sometimes it will be a Abhidhamma class, sometimes it will be a Sutta class, sometimes it will be a Pindabata, sometimes it will be, this type of events. And although it's wholesome, but because it's a hoo-ha thing in a way, and people like it. People like to do all these type of offerings, gathering, and then these events become more popular. and more popular, then more people come in to influence the running of the whole society or the temple or so on. And then sooner or later, when these type of things become more popular over time, these people will slowly go into the committee, and more of these people go into the committee. Then there's nothing much on meditation anymore. So that one, it's happening over the years. It doesn't happening like just overnight, they take over, sudden take over. No, it's not like that. It's going to go over a few years in a row, 5, 6 years, 10 years in a row. Then after that, things change. This is also something that you have to take note, suitable. So therefore, these are the suitable, this one. So as I said, this will be one of the most important thing for you, if the most important thing in this external suitability. All right? Now, suitable talk. Now, the suitable talk here also, another thing is that when you have the right teacher, then you have the right talk, the right type of talks. That means when you go into a certain meditation, then that meditation, the talks regarding on the meditation will be, will be very helpful for you. Sometimes, once in a while, there may be unsuitable talks, but it may still fall under Dhamma, but it's unsuitable for you. For example, again, you want to practice Vipassana. And you go into a Vipassana meditation, and then when the Dhamma talk is being given, then after that, the teacher may talk about, dana is very good. So when you do dana, before, you must be happy. During you do dana, you must be happy. After you do dana, you must be happy. Yes, it's a wholesome talk. It's a wholesome talk, not to say it's unwholesome, but it is not suitable to the yogi. Sometimes there are teachers I heard, they are talking all kinds of things, except for the application or for the yogis to able to take it up and to use the understanding, the application of it, it is not there. It is not there. So sometimes I've met also like teachers, supposed to be teachers, but they finally, when they give talks over some time, after that they realize that they are not really meditator. Yeah, they have a lot of Dhamma. But they are not really meditators. When you are a meditator, when you have experienced meditator, another meditator will know that whether you are experienced meditator or not. Just like I know you, whether you have an experience or not, if when you start to talk to me and about interview and all that thing, I can able to see that whether you know. Then also you will know me whether I'm an experienced meditator or not by the listening to the talk or the interviews. It can be like that. So therefore, when it comes into this one, you got to. The teachers have to give the suitable type of talks. For the help, it's going to be very helpful for the yogi to develop, to progress. Maybe, for example, the talk that right now I'm giving to you, it may not be suitable because you're not meditating. You're not in a retreat. You're not in a retreat. Because it's applicable and then we are not applying it. You're only listening only. But since we are talking about these things, I have to give you an idea. But when it comes into a meditation time, when you are actually doing meditation, when I'm giving this type of talks, then things are come together, then it'll be very helpful for the yogis. So the suitable type of talks will be important for the meditator. So the teacher will provide the suitable type of talks if the teacher is wise, of course. Then also, as I said, that the the people around you also. Well, the suitable type of talk is that sometimes or most of the time is being silent. You keep quiet, that would be very suitable. Well, if happen to have, you need to talk. Yeah? If you happen to need to talk, especially in the retreat, you talk as short as you can to get your message across, and that's it. Yeah? Even so, sometimes when the devotees are talking, then they talk around those type of topic on the practice or the things that you are doing. Then those will be suitable type of talks. Yeah? The suitable type of talks also, including the things that you are reading also. When you are in the retreat, also the same thing, you have to, all your books have to put aside. There may be some once in a while, you may have a vipassana technique type of instructions beside you, or some idea about vipassana beside you. And once in a while, if you refer to that type of topics or that type of, it help you to remind you to practice or to overcome a certain hindrances, because my experience is that when I go through a certain last time, those days, meditate, a lot of thinking, don't know what to do, then take up the book on hindrances. The hindrances, this thinking goes to this way. Okay. After that, go and meditate, go and try again. It helps. Yeah. So the type of books also must be very, this one. Once in a while, I've seen yogis, new yogis especially, they bring all kinds of books, and they some of them bring novels also. They're romantic novels. What romance you're going to have in a retreat center? But they can't put it down, you see. A very attachment to all this type of thing. At least one time I caught them. Anyway, these are important. Now, again, in the modern sense, the suitable type of talks also, you have to put aside all your iPad, all your tablets, all your phones, and all your computer. Although they give you a lot of information, but it's not suitable for you to be during this time. And in the retreat, this is the first thing I mentioned to the yogis. And if I see yogis go and play with their mobile phones, whatever reason, I will admonish first. Sometimes whether you are emergency or not, I will admonish first. And sometimes I can be very harsh. Sometimes the yogis, especially the ladies, when they even cried, But after that, you can tell me what is it that you are doing. If I'm not happy with what you are doing, then out you go. Out you go. And then when you go, I keep you in the mind, Not because I like you. I keep you in the mind for the next retreat. You come again, then I say, well, sorry lah, no place already lo. But because you know that you come, sometimes they come and disturb other yogis. And with their talking, with their whatever they're doing, they're really like a virus, They start talking, then other yogis start seeing that, hey, that one also can talk. And now I can talk to others also. Then the whole retreat start talking already. This is one of the problem. So anyway, suitable type of talks is that you have to have the right type of talks, especially when you come into the meditation practice. Now, the suitable resort here is not your place to stay, but here it's connected with the monks, one thing. It connected with the monks in the sense that when you want to go for an alms round, you must not go for an alms round that's too far away. And too far away means that you have to walk for several hours to come back. You go, you're already hungry already. You reach to the village or you reach the town to get your food, and then you makan there. And then you walk back again. By the time you walk back again, you're hungry again. So you cannot go too far away. So the suitable resort is that the place that you are doing your retreat, especially for the monks and nuns, it cannot be too far away for this one. So the place that it has to be okay. The resort here, that means, is to have the place is not too far away, and there are also supportive people who can give you your four requisites. For example, your robes or your this and that, medicine and so on. So their devotees can able to do that for you. So these are what you call a suitable resort. Usually, when you are in the meditation retreat center, then we have everything. The dining hall is there. The meditation hall is another place. The skuti, the place that you stay, another place. You have office. You have this one. Sometimes when you need, I need soap or I need a detergent, a laundry detergent, then you go to the office and they can get everything for you. Or you need this and that, the office can help you to get those things. Or the administrator, they can get you to give you those things. Now, if you want to go to a meditation hall, there's a hall for you to meditate, which in a way, all those things, they have it there. Even there are some meditation centers, they have a clinic inside there, a clinic, and they have doctors there. Especially on a certain time, the voluntary doctors, they come in and they give you some, sometimes, maybe you meditate until your heart getting already, or what, or heart beat too fast, or your high blood pressure go too high. Then sometimes they need to give you a bit of medication and so on. So in the way that these are like suitable resort, more or less that everything is there for you, especially like in the modern sense, So in the older days, then those things you have to take account also. The village or the temple must not be too far from the place to this one. And where you can able to get all the water, the basic thing as water. For now, we just turn on the tap, but those days, the water is very important. Then the place also must not be attacked by robbers, or attacked by all kinds of difficult people around you. They give you a hard time. Sometimes there are certain monasteries, you're situated in a place that really people don't like you. Whether you are a monk or you are a Buddhist, they don't like you. That means this place is not a suitable resort for you to stay, because they will harass you, they will do a lot of things to you. So these things, we take a look into it, the 7 external suitability. Of course, all these things we can expand more and more. Anyway, we don't have to. So these are the 7 external things. Now, let us go back to the main the ways of strengthening faculties. Now we cover on number 5. Let's go to the number 6. One balances the factors of enlightenment. Now, what are the factors of enlightenment? Okay, let us go down a little bit. This is the lodging, this is the posture. Okay, the 7 factors of enlightenment. In these 7 factors of enlightenment, there are mindfulness, sati, investigation of Dhamma, or then we have effort, we have joy or rapture, we have tranquility, we have concentration, and we have equanimity. All right? Now, when I talk about the 5 faculties at that time, it's a one way of balancing the mind, so that everything will go in their optimum level, then therefore you will progress. In a more expanded form of balancing, it's the 7 factors of enlightenment. This is even more fine-tuning compared to the 5 faculties and the 5 powers. that we've talked about in the past few weeks ago. Then that the five faculties one is more that when you're able to start to fine tune your mind, when you start to balance here, you start off with five faculties, which is good. Then if you're getting better and better, more advanced, then 7 factors of enlightenment will start to come in. Because these are finer tunings in the sense that you find that now, let's say this is the rapture, right? The joy or the rapture here. Let's say you meditate, you meditate, then after that, everything become very flat, nothing much, there's nothing there. Then that time, you arouse the joy factor. You find that the mind has not much of a rapture right now, has not much of what we call the interest in the noting. There's no interest. It's kind of like that you are just noting, just for the sake of noting, you're noting of the objects of the meditation, but there's no interest there. So then here, the yogi itself, the mind is a bit flat right now. Now the joy factor is not there. Then you just by aware that you don't have a joy factor there, but believe it or not, the joy factor will start to come. This one is when you are more advanced, much more advanced. This is not like, no, sorry. Now I don't have any joy. It still didn't come. How come, Bhante? Because of course your mind is not trained. That time is different game. It's just like you don't have, you know that you don't have. Just by acknowledging that it's not there, then it will from the background, it will slowly come up already. Then the whole meditation, the whole noting mind become alive again, as if become alive again, everything become interesting again, and everything become something like that. Joy factor of enlightenment. And this is interesting. For example, again, we did talk about tranquility a bit here and there. Now, for example, again, tranquility here is more of a very calming factor. And especially when we talk about that during in the hindrance of restless mind and worries. That one, when there's the counteract of it is tranquility. Because tranquility here, it's quiet the talking mind, the chattering mind, or the thinking mind, or the plotting mind, or the scheming mind. Everything, you just quiet them down. And yet, the mind can able to note everything very clearly. Even that time also, that tranquility, the labeling also cannot come in. Because it quiet all this type of verbal concept of the mind. Verbal concept. All their language and all their time, everything quiet and just noting quietly, silently. And everything is still very, very clear. This is the nature of tranquility. How are you going to bring it? Again, the advanced yogi is like just knowing that it is not there, then it's there. Anyway, we don't go into it too much. These 7 factors of enlightenment, of course, if we want to go and talk about it, it's going to take me another like 2 months, 3 months, just to talk about all these 7 factors. Nevertheless, we have talked about mindfulness, investigation of Dhamma, which is wisdom. Effort, we talk about it already. Concentration, we talk about it already. Then tranquility, joy, we talk about it here and there, especially that connected to the hindrance that time. Anyway, also another thing is that in the commentaries also, they also give different strategies to arouse certain factors of enlightenment. For example, investigation of Dhamma. What are the factors you should do? Concentration, for example. If you want to have concentration, what are the factors that it is important? One of the factors that is important for arousing concentration, believe it or not, it is the external factor. It's not just internal factor. Your external factor has to be clean and organized. It's not like something that you have meditated, but you have to get your surrounding area clean enough. Not to say perfectly, but clean enough. And also, for me, the way I look at it, also, it has to be properly organized. Not everything is like here and there. Although your place is clean, but your place is like messed up. Sometimes you go to a temple, although they are very quiet, but they got so many Buddha rupas, so many urns, so many candles, so many lighting, so many everything. It makes your mind very luan, very disquiet. But for a lot of other people, worldly people, oh, so beautiful, so nice, so wonderful. You look at that Buddha, you look at that candle, you look at this, and because they got so many things to look at. You come to Peace House, there's nothing there, a few chairs only, a few this one. That is good because when you come in, it feels calm, it feels peaceful. Why? Because of that environment, little things here and there. Then it feels much more at peace. For a long time already have all these ideas already. So sometimes I go into a certain place, certain meditation centers, I cannot go and change all their things. Sometimes they, in a certain meditation hall, especially in the hall, they like to put all these beautiful things. Then they invite me to go and teach. When I see all these type of things, I know it's going to be distraction for the yogis already. But sometimes you are very difficult to tell the organizers, hey, can you all remove this or not? You come in, you invite you, this one you want to remove, that one also you want to remove. But it's good for the yogis, but sometimes the organizers, if they do not have all this background in the meditation, there will be a lot of conflict. They like things beautiful, whereas the teachers want it to be plain and simple. So concentration, one of the factors of concentration, like that. So all these things are balancing here. That means again here it falls into effort group and concentration group. So 2, 3, and 4 it will be the effort group, and 5, 6, 7 will be the concentration group. That means 1 is the energetic group, and things makes your mind energetic, alive. Whereas the concentration group makes your mind calm and peaceful. Mindfulness is like the linchpin, it's like that it holds everything together. But sometimes in the other ways of looking at mindfulness also can be fall under effort group also. It can be fall under effort group because you know that when you make effort to arouse mindfulness, then that mindfulness needs effort to be there. To keep the mind alert, to be present. So it needs some degree of effort also. But for this case, when it comes to the factors of enlightenment, the mindfulness stands on its own effort group and concentration group, then we balance that, just like when we do the 5 faculties in that way. Perhaps in other times, we will talk about these factors of enlightenment a little bit more. Okay? Other time. Anyway, what else do we have? Okay. I got 7, 8, and 9. Y'all just stay with me for a while. The number 7, speak for itself. One strive disregard of body, health, and life. Mangkiasi, A lot of people meditate a little bit. They are afraid that, oh, Bhante, I got knee ache already. Bhante, I cannot continue the retreat. Sorry. I know I got few more days to go, but sorry lah, Bhante, cannot already. Aiyo. Never mind lah, Sometimes a lot of people really afraid of, I don't know what they are. There's so many things they are afraid of. You ask them to go and meditate alone, they are afraid. They're going to do this meditation alone or stay in the room alone, they're also afraid. Cannot, very difficult for them to meditate. A little bit of health, they want to go and see doctor already. It's almost like almost on the way to the hypochondriac type of mentality already. A little bit problem with their body, then they think that the body is giving them problems already. Just for example, sometimes once in a while, I teach doctors to meditate. Oh, yo, very difficult sometimes. What happened is that they have a lot of knowledge about the body. They meditate a bit, hear pain. Hey, if got pain, surely they say must got problem already. I said, you don't worry, but they cannot, their knowledge is, they are attached to their knowledge is so strong. A little bit of pain, I said, don't worry, you get up, man, the pain will all gone already. You just sit there and pay attention to how you cannot. I think my body must have a lot of pain already. I think I've got some health issue already. I cannot stay anymore, Reverend. I have to go back already to examine myself. Very difficult. Yeah, very difficult to overcome, to help them to meditate because they're attached to the body. So while we are in a retreat in Burma, you get all this stomach ache. We don't go and buy a flight ticket and then go back. We go with one-way ticket only. We don't have the idea to come back. One-way ticket to go there and meditate there, die there. If it happen to die there. And then some of us, can or not. Then sometimes in the first timer, they come, you want to go to the retreat or not? Oh, you're not going anymore, is it? Oh, if you're not going, I also don't want to go already. You know how many times of people I heard this type of thing? That one. Of course, maybe they are not ready yet. Maybe in the future, perhaps they are more ready. Then okay. But for me, when I go into those days in the retreat, there's disregard of health and life and so on. One thing is that because that time I was young, in the 20s, boleh tahan. Can tahan one, when it come into 50s, 40, 50, a little bit cannot already. When you are in the early 20s, you can have all these things. That time also, we don't think we can die one. The death still doesn't occur to us. But when you come to 60s, 70s, that you think about that a lot. But that time, you just struggle, push and push and push and push and push and push and push. That time you can do that because the body have the energy. So right now, those days when I go to Burma, we don't take like supplements. The only thing I take a supplement is a multivitamin only. And that's about it, One bottle of multivitamins, I say finish, But nowadays, it's so different. Because this supplement for this, that supplement for that, this supplement for the eye, that supplement for the joint, that supplement for the bones. When I also travel with that supplement nowadays. Well, get older already. So, nevertheless, for y'all, when you want to go and meditate, take whatever medication that you need to take. But after that, you strive like there's no tomorrow. You strive that, then you still, when it comes to a time for you to take medication, you take. Then don't worry. Then after that, you strive and strive and strive. Don't worry about just a little bit of pain here and there. If you have to die sitting there, then so be it. And then it's good. At least you die with a wholesome mind. You die there, then you see us in heaven. Then you wait for us in heaven. Number 8, One overcomes mental and physical pain by effort. Now, here it means that you're going to have a lot of struggles and bodily pain and mental pain. And for Vipassana meditator, you all know that the physical pain is tremendously strong at times. And my instruction, when you have this type of pain, the one of the best thing to do is that make sure you do your walking meditation, and especially the slower phase one, you do for a bit longer period of time. Because you need to arouse the effort. When you arouse the effort from the walking meditation, when it comes into the sitting meditation, then that time you have a tremendous amount of pain. That time, because of the effort, it can able to sustain the mindfulness on the pain without you getting into anger or flinching or thinking of getting up, thinking of the bell ringing and so on. But the mind can able to stay there. Physical, this is a mental effort, not just physical effort, but of course you need the physical effort to arouse that mental effort. But it's the mental effort that we want. So when the mental effort, when you have those things, then you can able to overcome a lot of meditation pain. Not only just meditation pain, but just about that struggle that you go through, the whole meditation that you go through, that you have, sometimes you find with the difficult weather, difficult things, then your resilience, your mental resilience, your determination, your effort, it holds you there for you to just to pass through that difficult situation. Everything will go into impermanent, You just have to bear through the difficult times. So this one is all a lot to do with effort, mental effort. So if your mental effort is not strong, then a little bit of challenges come up, you stop the retreat already. Number 9. Again, this one does not stop halfway. It speaks for itself. Halfway here means if you cannot finish this life, you continue next life, But the problem is most of us think like that. What y'all should be thinking is that the Buddha's teaching is for you to end your suffering in this very life itself, not waiting for the next life. But most of the devotees think completely opposite from what the Buddha mentioned. So here, do not stop halfway. That means one of the small things that you can do is this. When you determine to finish a retreat, you finish that retreat as best as you can, unless there's emergency, of course. Unless there's emergency. But nevertheless, whatever that is coming up, you don't stop your meditation retreat. You come for 2 weeks retreat, let's say. Then on a 10-day, something crop up, but then you got to put everything aside. I'm going to finish my 2 weeks retreat. You're going to finish a 1-year retreat, let's say. Then a 1-year retreat, make sure you finish that 1-year retreat. Whether you are sick there, in between, you have to go into the hospital for whatever reason, you come out, okay again, continue your meditation. There's no such thing as going back. This is how you're supposed to meditate, and then you try to finish that retreat. This, in a way, also says you don't stop halfway. But here the number 9, we don't stop halfway, means that even you attain Sotapanna or Sakadagami or Anagami, you don't stop. That is called halfway still. You have to practice until Arahant, until everything is eradicated. Then is the full way. Others lower than that is all halfway. But we know that perhaps a lot of us is still far. But then it's still far, but when we comes into a retreat, we make sure that we finish that retreat. There's no such thing as going back. That is the mentality, the small things that you have to train up. You train up there, and when it comes into the bigger aspect of it, then at least you have the resilience, you have the power, you have the effort to push all the way through. Yeah. All right. Okay, this is on the 9 ways of strengthening of the faculties. Now, with this, I finished the 4 noble truth. In the next talk, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to wrap up. I'm going to wrap up the talk beginning from January, I think so, Beginning from January, we start with the first noble truth until now for the 4th noble truth. And then perhaps I may have to do it on Friday also. Wednesday and Friday for the 2 talks, just to wrap it up. So Friday, there will not be any Q&A. Because next week, I have to take my second jab already. My second jab, first jab until now is already 9 weeks because I'm taking the AZ now. And therefore, with the second jab, then you have to give me like Monday if I have a fever or whatever. Then Wednesday again, I'm going to have maybe another fever or whatever. So maybe next week, Monday or Monday, sure, no talk. Wednesday, maybe, it all depends. So here, Friday, I try to wrap it up before I go into the next week. Okay? So Wednesday and Friday, we're going to wrap up on the 4 noble. I'm going to summarize on everything on the 4 noble truth. Okay. So that's it for tonight.